for initiating and engaging in conspiracy. Big Brother hereby finds you guilty of conspiracy. Kassia.
Yes, Big Brother.
You are hereby issued a strike. Wanni.
Yes, Big Brother.
You are hereby issued a strike. Shaun.
Yes, bro.
You are.
Brother house. So we'll be getting into all of that and more this week in Big Brother's house. Don't forget, you're still tuned into Leadership TV, and this is BB Niger Update with me, Cynthia Onoda. BB the gist right here. Let's get right into the first things first. Well, I want to say congratulations to Suj winning the HOH challenge. Suj is the head of house for week 8, and the way that came about was going from bottom 3 to now being the head of house this week. It's just God. I don't know. God is just too much, because God just brings you from the bottom and takes you to the top. I think that's the story of Suj, because even last week these people were calling him production pets, because the wave of eviction that was expected to happen last week was not what happened. We were expecting that Big Brother would take maybe 4 people out, because there were 9 up for eviction, and then it was just Ben and Chizoba that left. And when you look at the nominations and the bottom 3, you get to see Chizoba, Ben, and Suj. So it was expected that Suj was going to go home, but I don't know. He was saved somehow, and he got another week in the house. And surprisingly, yesterday, he won the HOH challenge along with the immunity that comes along with it. So he can't even be voted for eviction. So congratulations to Suj. We've seen this kind of fate and luck happen time and time again in the Big Brother house, where you expect that somebody will go home, and all of a sudden you just see them there in the house. We've seen that happen again and again, just like Diane Diane doing I think it did Shine Your Eyes season. Yes, we expected that Diane would be evicted, but all of a sudden she got to stay in the house. So moving on now to the juicy part. Big Brother have issued the first strike of the season, and there are 4 victims. Yes, I know Big Brother's hand has been scratching him since to give strike. I don't know, he has been kind of lenient from the beginning of the show. I noticed that the Big Brother was lenient. He let a lot of things go. He let the housemates get access to a lot. They were feeding well. He brought the gym. Big Brother was just different this year. We've seen Big Brother previous seasons being really mean. Big Brother would come in and carry the housemates' clothes and throw it outside in the rain, pour it inside a bucket of water. He will send his ninjas to come into the house to spray the housemates with whipped cream on their makeup and on their face. Even after they've had their bath, just mess them up. Big Brother do really mean, unexplainable things. But this year he has been quite lenient, and you can see that the housemates are taking it for granted. Even when Big Brother gives a directive, they don't obey. They'll still do the one that's in their mind. Big Brother has said time and time again and rebuked conspiracy, talking about who to nominate, and we know that there are people that are quite guilty of that. Shaun, number 1. The thing with Shaun is that he's quite a gamer. He kind of plants name in the heads of 3 particular people. That's Wanni, Handi, and Victoria. He just plants name in their heads, and he doesn't do the name calling when it's time for nomination. He doesn't do that, but he has already planted names in these people's heads, so they just go to do the work for him. He has already he has sowed the seed already, and they just go and germinate and go and plant it as a farmer. That's what I know Shaun is quite guilty of, and I think Big Brother has had it up to here with him. So he issued strikes to Wanni, Handi, Shaun, and even Kassia. Okay, the last 2 weeks we've seen Kassia come out of her shell. In the last, probably in 5 weeks, Kassia has not really been someone that has been quite open. She has really been in her shell, blah blah blah. But recently, Kassia has lost it. She's a lot more open now. She's involved in there. Even with the recent one now with Nelly, she said Nelly is the one that went to tell people that Victoria said that she wants to kiss Ozzy. So, a lot of issues. And I don't know whether I miss that quiet Kassia, but I'm also loving this Kassia that is giving drama. So I think she deserves the strike, actually. Because when you take a look at the video that Big Brother played, and then when Kassia was having a conversation with Handi, and they said, and she was saying, don't nominate this person, don't let this person get to you. This person might, don't let this person go home. Just leave them, ignore them, and blah blah. That's obviously conversation about nomination, and which is against Big Brother's rules. So I think they all deserve this. No matter how you look at it, maybe Big Brother is being too strict. They all deserve these strikes because over the weeks you've seen them discuss nominations, even when Big Brother has told them not to. Well, after they were issued the strike, Wanni, in her usual culture, went on and started speaking about the strike and talking about if she deserves. She said, okay, if it's me now, I know I talk a lot. Maybe I've said something I don't remember, but I don't think Handi and Onyeka, rather, I don't think Handi and Shaun deserve the strike. They didn't do anything. They are innocent, blah, blah, blah. And even the conversation, Handi said the conversation she was having with Kassia was about Uruti. That it wasn't about, Onyeka, because that conversation seems like it was about Onyeka. But then Handi denied and said, no, that conversation was about Uruti. That it wasn't about, they're talking about the fact that Uruti shouldn't have gone and they should have nominated her and blah 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 and all that. But then I think they actually deserve. How would the season have gone 7 weeks and no single strike with how disobedient these housemates have been? Even me, I've been waiting for the strike, and I'm happy that it landed on the people that actually deserve it. So kudos to you, Big Brother. Thank you. Let's move on now to the face-to-face nominations. I think this is becoming a norm. Big Brother is tired of going to the diary room to call out the drama, call out your ops face to face, say it to their face. All right, he would ask them to first write it in a piece of paper, and then subsequently they still have to stand up and come and say it out. So I'm wondering, what is the need of the serere? Why are you wasting time? Just come out and say your mind. There's no need of writing it down and then trying to say it. But I think he's trying to cement the fact that these housemates, they will not be able to change anything. Once you write something, what you write is what you're going to say. There'll be no opportunity for you to make any changes. Well, the housemates came out one after the other with their piece of paper and they nominated. Well, let's take a look at the nominating, how the housemates nominated each other. There was a lot of payback. Some people were nominating people that nominated them last week. That was what I noticed. But I don't even know why these Mbadiwe twins are. I think their social game is working for them quite well. Yes, the social game is working for them because we don't really see the housemates calling them out. Let's get a picture of the nominations. Let's get a picture of the nominations. How the housemates nominated each other. And these Mbadiwe twins, I don't really know why. I don't really know why the housemates don't really call their name in the diary room or during the nominations. Rather, there's no more diary room again. It's now face-to-face nominations. I don't know why the housemates kind of forget their name. Like the thing, what is really going on? I think Nelly and Anita have been quite consistent in nominating them, but I can't say the same for the other housemates. Is it that their names escape their brains? These guys are playing a very good game because time and time again, these housemates don't call them out. All right, let's wait and see. We know that Nelly, Kassia, Anita, Victoria, TJ, Onyeka, Wanni, Handi, and Shaun are up for possible eviction. It's a very tough lineup. The lineup is really tough. So please, you people should go and vote for your favor. If you don't want to say goodbye to your favor on Sunday, run and go and vote for if they are one of these nominated housemates, because we don't even know how many Big Brother is going to take out. We have no idea. So please go and do the needful. Let's talk a bit about Onyeka and Ozzy now. Those two people, like their issues with this whole drama that Onyeka was involved in with Victoria and Kassia, just trying to play on the fence, but obviously was on the side of Victoria. No matter how we want to look at it, it was on Victoria's side, because even Onyeka took it to heart and said, when we finished quarreling, you went to stay with Victoria for a very long period. You didn't even come to check on me, blah blah blah. You took her side and all that, and it's to be expected, because it's Ozzy, to blatantly just show that he's unconcerned with the fight. But I think he was quite vocal and told Onyeka, you started it, I need to come and support you. You are actually wrong. I think Ozzy made it quite clear to her that you are actually wrong. But I think they are in a good place now. those two people, they are both, they have the same character. They are both lawyers, so I don't think they will they will get to see eye to eye. We know Victoria is a lot more calmer when she's with, when she's with Ozzy. You see Ozzy take charge, you see her just calm, you see them converse. But I feel like every time I see Onyeka and Ozzy, they are arguing. I don't like to see those two people together, and it seems they don't even want to leave each other alone. They are always arguing time and time again whenever you see them together. So let's just see what will come out of that friendship. Finally, now the theme for this week's wager is face your fears. Yeah, that's the theme of the wager this week. Face your fears. Housemates are supposed to like produce a short film from their individual vulnerable dark stories. So last night we saw some of the housemates come out, tell their stories one after the other, their vulnerable, struggle stories, and they're supposed to make it into a short film and produce it as a wager. But some of those stories stood out to me, like Nelly. She talked about sexual assault she passed through when she was a child from a pastor that was a family friend, and the fact that the pastor's wife tried to cajole her not to tell people, not to tell anyone, and say, okay, he's a pastor of a big church. If you broadcast it now, you lose his position in the church. The wife, tried to feed her, gave her rice, and begged her to keep quiet and all that. And then even the fact that they were childless, so the wife said something about they're just trying to look for who to experiment on. It was a really, really sad story, and her mother being absent, and when her mother came back, she tried to get the police involved, but the case took so long, so nothing even came out of it. No justice was even served. So the man, he basically just went scot-free. That's the story of many women, so many girls experiencing sexual assault and not even getting justice from it. The same thing too was said by Victoria. Victoria talked about not really being open, and she has passed through a lot in life, also experiencing sexual assault, even blackmail. She talked about somebody she trusted blackmailing her, so that kind of made her go into her shell and made her to be the quiet person that she used to be. We know Victoria is not that vocal, but those kind of people have a lot of stories to tell. Even Kassia talking about her struggle stories too, how she tried to make it in life, trying her hands on different things and even failing. So the fact that failure was something she had to deal with before she now started her own skincare brand, and how successful she has been in that. So just hearing these housemates and their stories, I cannot wait to see what they will produce, for their wager using these vulnerable stories that they have. So at the end of the day, we are reminded that these housemates are just humans. Even if you have your favorites among them, they all have something unique that they have to offer in the Big Brother house. So even while you're dragging them, please, you people should be taking it easy. Remember that they are humans just like you and I. I'll be back tomorrow with more Big Brother Niger updates. Thank you so